MDI players, they've been using Mythic Dungeon tools, which is a great, wonderful tool, but they know the routes. They know the exact way you should go. And if you jump in there and you're like, hey, I'm here, I'll kill whatever it is you pull, or perhaps you want to get into tanking, and you don't have that couple of weeks or even 3 weeks experience, you are considered to be massively behind. It's not something you can just make up. You have to get in there and you have to play. You have to understand how the mobs work. You can't just watch a video and understand the intricacies that are going on with these pulls, especially when some of the really good players are pulling way more enemies than you can handle. That's something you just can't get over. Now, that compounds over time, especially if the dungeons remain the same. There are some people who, by the time you get towards Season 3 or Season 4, who have done Plaguefall, for example, literally hundreds of times. They can do that dungeon like the back of their mind. They know exactly where to stand. They know exactly when they need to interrupt. They know exactly when they need to trap. They know all those things. And you come in there as a more casual player, and you look at that, and you're like, I've done this maybe 10, 12 times, and you're doing new things, especially when the meta changes, or the route adapts to a new seasonal affix, and you're just like, and you feel like a burden. You feel like a jackass. You feel like a complete piece of wank. And that's not fair. That's not cool, and Blizzard wants to mix that up. So by changing the dungeon pool every single time, that means people need to relearn, there'll be a hard reset, and they won't be relying on their seasonal affixes in order to change the routes, which is what Blizzard has traditionally done, right? We can all remember with infested mobs and emissaries coming in is that it makes you go somewhat to the left, where you usually always go to the right. That's something that they do, but this time they're going to change the entire dungeon pool up and see what's going to happen. That is, of course, going to have the side effect of including some dungeons people dislike. People think it's a bad idea. We had the whole Grimrail Depot thing recently. That's going to be a problem as well. Let's move on to that other issue of loot. So they're going to make Mythic Plus comparable to Mythic Raiding. There's some really big misinformation flying around here, especially because the new raid is going to have some really high item level items in there, and that's really skewing what the mixed information, I would say, people are displaying about the Mythic Plus system. In the new raid, they're going to have more segmented tiers of loot. In fact, it's going to be split into 3 this time. Usually it's like half, or towards the latter end, they increase the loot levels. Now they're going to have it in 3 distinct tiers. Like, first couple of bosses are going to be a certain item level. I think it's the first 3. Then the next 3 slightly higher, and then the final 3 even higher again. But one thing they changed during the Shadowlands is that there was some items in the raids that were so obscenely powerful that the item level did not reflect how powerful they were. And it was weird. We had things like the Sylvanas Dagger, the Holy Priest Ring that came from Anduin. These things are so stupidly powerful that their item level makes no sense.